Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphaname. I appreciate every single one of you being here. All right. You have my love and appreciation. Know that. This might be a more fiery video. I woke up this morning feeling like I wanted to breathe fire. This article here is from coinedition.com. I take umbrage to pieces of this. It's titled, XRP grows in prominence as BRICS nations look to ditch the US dollar. Well, some of them are looking to ditch it. Some of them already are. They're transacting massively in local currencies. I said that, didn't I? I said that local currency is what people really need to be looking at. That's the first step, not the major BRICS currency they're trying to work on. Whenever that's going to be deployed, they're transacting in local currencies right now. And that's only going to increase now that Saudi Arabia is going to be a part of BRICS, or is a part of BRICS, however that's working out. That's massive. But this part says this. It says member nations view XRP as a viable global payment option, which could power transactions between member states. Graham Bright, head of compliance and operations of Xrpl Bank, also noted the growing relevance of the token. All right, listen, we will have to verify that. I hear things like this and it needs verifying. You need to go back and look up whoever Graham Bright is. I've never heard this name before. I don't know who this is. Xrpl Bank, as researchers, we got to delve into that. It says also noted, but let's continue. Also noted the growing relevance of the token. But he maintains, and this is where I take umbrage, but he maintains that Ripple is merely a complementary technology. I have to hold back when people say stuff like that. I don't like when people insult my intelligence. Out the gate, Mr. Bright, out the gate, Ripple let it be known that they were trying to replace Swift. They're not. They can be complementary. They have interoperability, if that's what you're alluding to. But they're a direct competitor to Swift. At least that's what they set out to be. It wasn't until Swift started bending the knee and looking heavily into blockchain technologies, and we got a couple of representatives, I don't know how real that was, that said, hey, listen, yeah, we could possibly work with some blockchain companies. We have crossover. There's a lot of former members of Swift that have worked with Ripple. I don't know if they're still there or not, but they were there. They work with them. So there's a lot of crossover, but XRPL is not just a complementary technology. It's not merely, you're trying to downplay it. And I know why. See, there's too many cowards in the world. I want to make this clear. You cannot move forward. You cannot be great if you have cowardice in your heart. You can't. Only the brave move forward. Only the brave achieve greatness. I'm not here to be mediocre. I'm not alive to be mediocre. I can't be. You can't be. We can't be mediocre. You're here for a reason. Cause and effect. There's always a cause and a B cause. You're here for a reason. That means the domino tips. And even though it seems random to everybody else, there's a reason that the dominoes fell those particular ways. We are all here in this moment for a reason. And in order for us to maximize that reason, in order for us to shine as brightly as we can, you cannot be a coward. You are recognizing the importance of this XRPL system, Mr. Bright. You know where it's heading. But my thoughts are that you fear the legacy system because they bite you. We both know that, don't we, Mr. Bright? Yeah, they bite you. They'll attack you, right? And you fear. A lot of people, I won't just put it on this individual. A lot of people fear that legacy system. They don't know it until you say something potent. You cannot be a coward. Now is our time. Doesn't matter what you're here for. Some of us are here for the money. Some of us are here for the greatness, the victory. Some of us are here to change the world. We're all here for different reasons. Some just like to do research. I respect it all. But for any of those people to be great, you have to be brave. Brave. Say what you think. Be brave. Don't hold back. There's no time to hold back. Be brave, courageous. Fly, shine, roar. Now is the time. There may not, listen, let me tell you something. I think about this every day for a lot of reasons. No one is guaranteed tomorrow. I always think about that. So whenever I can, as much as I can, I give 100% of myself. I don't play around. I don't have time for it. If I say something, I mean it with all of my heart. It's not merely a complementary technology. It's one of the most, if not the most dominant technology that has existed so far, that even the leader of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, said, hey, wait a minute. These cryptos, and she wasn't talking about all the rest of crypto. She was talking about the bank coins, that they could take over and usurp the throne of the central banks. You can still read the quote on the internet today. That's how powerful they are. Does that sound like a complementary system? Come on now. Never will you play with the minds of the strong. Not going to happen. Never will you shake the minds of the strong to downplay the system that's in our hands. And that's one of the main reasons they fear XRP. It's in our hands. They fear that new 1%. It says, continues on, but he maintains that Ripple is merely a complementary technology rather than one that would expunge SWIFT. Oh, the SWIFT that was weaponized, the SWIFT that has the rest of the world dumping the dollar, shirking the dollar. That SWIFT, the SWIFT looks like it's about to be in bad shape over the next decade. That SWIFT, who's going to be using it? Who? Is it China? Is it India? Who, sir? In 10, 15 years. It's a long game. It's a long life, isn't it? So I'm going to be fair. 10, 15. Who's going to be using it? Argentina? Saudi Arabia? Oh, then why are they joining the economic alliance of BRICS? All right, sir. Technology rather than one that would expunge SWIFT. Everything rises and falls. Everything has its tides. Everything has its seasons. Birth, growth, decadence, and then the perishing, and then the cycle continues. Right? The current global payment service, Ripple's growing relevance, has seen 8 nations adopt the XRP's ledger for digital currencies. They want to stunt the growth of XRP and XRPL so badly. You saw the title of the video yesterday, right? Massive, whatever it was. That was taken directly from the article. I think it was like the 3rd chapter. Just go to the 3rd chapter of that video. You're going to see the title of the article. But guess what happened at the same time? We're getting these massive inflows. Some whale made a massive XRP purchase. Then you get massive selling at the same time. They balance it out, don't they? They don't want that XRP price to go up, do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. They suppress a lot of things. This is not new to a lot of people, especially in the commodities market. Like silver is highly suppressed. So suppressed, it's sickening. This is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the same tricks. But that doesn't change the truth. You see? It doesn't change the truth. Was massive inflows. Might continue to be. But, they'll try to suppress that price. They'll find some way to pull it down. A lot of these ghost accounts, they could buy a lot. And it's in pieces. All these accounts that sell a little bit. Keep that price down. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm just saying they have their ways. Ripple's growing relevance has seen 8 nations adopt XRP ledger for digital currencies. In a recent statement, Ripple executive also mentioned that the company is in talks with 30 other countries who want to use its XRP powered CBDC platform, the video revealed. Now you got to bear with me because from time to time I'm reading, but at the same time, I'm having like a myriad thoughts. I have so many thoughts at the same time. Do you guys think like that? I have a lot of people tell me they have one thought at a time. Sometimes they don't even think anything, and I'm just like, this mind blowing to me. I may have 8 thoughts at once. It causes me to pause sometimes, and they're visual. They're visual. It says, furthermore, the analyst stated that BRICS nations have put in place plans. See, and that's another thing I take umbrage with. Let me read this. It says, furthermore, the analyst stated that BRICS nations have put in place plans to develop a bank for its members. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some knowledge in it. Wait a minute. They already have BRICS Bank. What is the BRICS Bank? What is the BRICS Bank we've been reading about? So are you lacking in knowledge? Or are you saying they're going to make another new bank? Because the BRICS Bank has been making moves for a while. Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So like that there makes me question these types of statements. It's like, I don't know if this, how I'm supposed to take that. Am I wrong? Is this misinformation deliberately? I don't know. I like a good mystery. Why not? Let's tear these things apart. The bank, they believe, will reform global monetary and financial systems on their side. The West is not going to allow it. I mean, the West can be accommodating because it's out of necessity. So they have to meet them in the middle, which is why the West is rapidly learning about how to deploy a proper CBDC. And I can assure you, if the West does deploy a CBDC, which, by the way, they've been working with Algorand, Maiden Labs of MIT, which also works with Algorand, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think I am. Ripple, right? I mean, Hedera as well, right? So they've been learning from all of these companies so that when they do deploy a CBDC, it probably will be top notch. So it's a race right now. Let them race. Let them race. It'll bring the money right to us, possibly not financial advice, but let them race. Let them battle each other. Economically, I'm talking about. They're going to do it anyway. And, it's just a matter if you want to profit off of that or not, if you can, right? But yeah, on their side is going to do that. Like, it's just so much of this is interesting how this is put together. This article, a recent statement from Russian President Vladimir Putin further corroborates this claim. Where's the statement? Where's the quote? Give it to me. At the group's last summit, the president said, okay, here it is, but they don't put it as a quote, so I'm taking that you're paraphrasing here. That's what I'm going to take it. There's no direct quote here. All right, I'm being fair. The president said the BRICS nations will not use the dollar for transactions between themselves, but we already know that because it's local currencies that they're trying to transact in. No matter how weak people want to say that they are, it doesn't make a difference. They don't want to use the dollar. That's what they know, right? That's where they're headed. No dollar. Says instead, he says that they have been using local currencies. That's what I said. I don't claim to know everything, but I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Says which has led to an 80% drop in dollar transactions in these countries. By the way, shout out to Corey. Shout out to Payme XRP, Akareco, Matthew, Lazar Current, I Love Life 22, Head Trauma, Dr. Slimeball, Keith. Trying to remember as many people as I can. Sorry, my thoughts. I just have so many thoughts. Shout out to every single person who leaves a comment or clicks a like button. Thank you. Thank you. You make it work. This hard work worth it. Appreciate you. Listen, let me say that. I'm going to put this in here and we'll get back to the article. I like to show love. Love is hard. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Love is the hardest thing, right? It's easy to be angry, hard to be peaceful. Easy to speak injurious words to others, hard to speak those good words to them, right? Because you got to be vulnerable. That's real strength, to be able to be vulnerable and not be scared, not be a coward, right? Vulnerability isn't weak. That's strong. That's saying, I fear nothing. I fear nothing. So good job, bro. Good job, sister. I love you, man. I love you. Love you, lady. Whatever. I appreciate you. Why you have the time to do it? Everyone walks around. They behave like they have tomorrow. Like tomorrow's guaranteed. I know tomorrow's not guaranteed. Look at I know tomorrow's not guaranteed. So things have made an impact on me where I had that sense of urgency. I wrote this down on a card for another video I'm making for something else. And you can see it right there, right? How I wrote that. And it says, this is what I wrote from my mind. I was just writing what was coming to my mind, brainstorming. And this is what it says. It says, if you're going to love, then love like there is no tomorrow. That's how I feel, man. So when I say things here on the channel, I say, hey, man, I appreciate you. Right? You have my love or something like that. I mean it. I mean it. Why hold that back? Why hold anything back? It don't matter if it's my family or you. I'm not holding anything back. When I leave this place, when I leave this earth realm, I'm not leaving anything on the table. My coach used to tell me that. He said, Mick, don't leave anything on the mat. Give it all. And I was pretty successful on that mat. I was pretty successful. You see that cauliflower ear? You see how messed up my ears are? You see how puffed up they are? You see that cauliflower ear? Warriors know what that means. I left it all out there. Come win or lose. I gave it my all. And just like life, give it my all. It just matter who you are and what it is you give. Me? I don't know. A lot of things, but I'm going to tell you right now, appreciation is something that I appreciate. And so I'm going to give it. Like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to live like there's no tomorrow. That doesn't mean be irresponsible. No. That means that if it's in me to be responsible, I'm going to shine as brightly as I can within the parameters that I set. I'm going to live by the sweat of my brow. I'm going to live by my code like there's no tomorrow, because there might not be. So no, I'm not going to hold back. So here, let's continue on here, folks. It says, instead, he says, they have been using local currencies, which has led to an 80% drop in dollar transactions in these countries. Now, we've seen similar numbers, so that seems close to what might be construed as the truth. Okay? All right. So now we're going to move on here. We might only get through a few articles today, but sometimes we have to have conversations. Sometimes I have to share my thoughts with you. You know, and I hope it doesn't. Oh, maybe it helps one person. If it helps one person, then I feel like I did my job. So now, this article here is from beinccrypto.com. And it is titled, Ripple XRP Breakout Key Indicator Suggests. I like these types of things. A lot of people, they get really upset. Why? You know, I'll tell you why I believe people get upset. Any type of price prediction, which is just something fun to do, is something interesting, is people, bringing out their inner thoughts and trying to have a visionary mind state. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the people, I won't say we, because it's not me. I'm very rebellious, and no one's going to tell me what to think. I will take guidance from masters of wisdom, whether it's my mother, my father, others from ancient times, sure. But that's not, they're not giving me information like a dictator. No, I get to consider, measure. And then if I feel like it needs to be absorbed, if it serves a purpose, I take in that wisdom. But the people have been conditioned to think one way. They can only have things one way. And they fear getting too excited. They fear not having enough excitement. It's so extreme. They have too many fears, too limited. When really the path you walk is you're walking it on your own. Make no mistake about it. We walk these paths alone, even if we're shoulder to shoulder. You're in your body, in your mind. You must choose to take that forward step. They fear making the wrong move when making a mistake. Look, life is risky. Everything could be costly. You step out that car when you go into your office could be costly. Just like making a price prediction could be costly. Like if you act on that. But if it's just information, not harmful at all. But that fear is there. They fear everything. They fear too many things. Fear, listen, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just putting this out there in the universe. Fear nothing. Fear nothing. That doesn't mean be irrational. Doesn't mean be irresponsible. Fear nothing. Fear no woman. Fear no man. Fear no information. Trust in yourself. Be secure in yourself. That your thoughts are your own. That you are able to make decisions on your own. That no influence move you to the left or right. Trust in yourself. You have the power. You are a special being, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you look at it. And we've gone over this on the channel before. I know a lot of you are newcomers. We've gone over quantum science, all types of things. No matter how you cut it, you are a special being. Fear nothing. Let your light shine. So let's scroll down here. So amid bearish headwinds, XRP is currently undervalued. According to on-chain data, the prevailing bearish sentiment across the crypto market is one of the key drivers preventing XRP price breakout. Santimus network value to transaction volume, NVT ratio, assesses underlying transactional activity on a blockchain network relative to recent price performance. As depicted below, the XRP NVT ratio has increased by a staggering 340% from 51.66 to 226 between August 18th and August 24th. Free your mind. That's what I was going to get to in that last statement I wanted to get to. Too many people have been raised in traditions and cultures where their minds are controlled by others who dominate them. I come from a warrior culture. No one dominates me. I had to fight for everything. Everything. Nothing came easy. You learned survival of the fittest. You had to make your own decisions. You learned that if you let someone else make your decisions, you learned this real quick. You let someone else make your decisions, you definitely are going to live to regret it sooner or later. As only you, when it comes down to it, you're in the world, you're away from your family, your parents, only you have your best interest at heart. And you must make those difficult decisions and sleep at night. Be able to sleep at night. So I'm more familiar with having a free mind, not having anyone control that mind. So others are constantly jousting to influence you, constantly jousting to control your mind, to limit you. That control is a limitation. I heard a story once about some people. They lived in a cave. And the elders would tell these stories, scary stories, and it kept people for generations from leaving the cave until a brave few, believe me, one or two, they snuck and they looked outside the cave and it was a beautiful world, discovered they had been lied to, that the control over their minds was a manacle that was very detrimental to them. And they left the cave and they entered the beautiful world to experience something that no one before them had experienced. True life. There's life outside of the box. There's life outside of the cave. There's life outside of the matrix that has been built around everyone's minds. You think that that's something that came from a movie? It's not. It's not. The movie took from ancient texts, many ancient texts, where the minds are controlled by many things. People, the elements, the influence of the external world. So no, the movie didn't come up with that. No one knows where it came from at first. Was it the Gnostics? Was it the Hebrews? Was it the Egyptians, Cometians? No one knows. Wisdom belongs to no one. It is everywhere and it is nowhere. But the fact is that has always been there. This control manacle, this box for the mind. Most will never look outside of that box. Most will never break free of their limitations. Most will never break free, but you can. Sorry, I'm a little fired up. But bear with an old coach. Bear with it. I promise you. If you were on my team, we had, listen, Listen, we only had one loss my last season. I come to win. I come to win. I come to win. And in that season, when we only had one loss, we defeated a team. This is not bragging or anything. I'm telling you who I am, what I am. I come to win. I come to win. And I'm willing to lay it all down for that victory. I don't play around. I joke, I'm joking, but you get what I'm saying. Free your mind. So back to XRP. This is concisely put. When the NVT ratio rises, as observed above, it indicates a steady growth in underlying economic activity relative to the price downtrend. Logically, this suggests that external factors such as bearish market speculation are currently responsible for driving XRP price downward. XRP's current undervalued status puts it's a controlled asset. Let's be real. It's controlled. They're trying to control everything. You think not? Why do you think all these big timers are getting in? You think that they don't have their hands in XRP just like they have their hands in Bitcoin? You think they don't have their hands in ETH and everything else? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They can do it by proxy. They're not going to show their hands to the lay people, the denizens of the world. They're not going to show their hands to them. They don't feel like they're worthy. You got to understand there's an element of worthiness that these, I don't know what to call them, elitists? Yeah. They have their tribal systems just like we have ours, right? They have their fraternal systems just like the other people have theirs, right? So if they don't deem you worthy, they don't need to let you know anything. That's how they feel. Yeah, they get a bunch of accounts that look like small accounts. You know, own a little bit of XRP, just a little bit. Nobody thinks anything of it. They don't need to buy a whole bunch in one account and then let you know, like, oh, look, there's a whale there. No, they don't have to do that. There's a lot of ways you can go about things. A lot. Let's continue on here. Let's go to this section here. It says XRP price prediction, possible 20% rebound. Possible. It says if transactional activity intensifies and the long-term investors continue to hodl, XRP price enters a 20% upswing. The market value to realized value ratio, which gauges the net financial position of current holders, also validates this prediction. With prices currently sitting at 52 cents, most crypto investors who bought XRP within the past month will make 15% losses if they sell today. Historical patterns suggest XRP investors could hold out for around 5% gains. But if they close their positions before breaking even, XRP could face significant resistance at 60 cents territory. Says, conversely, the bears could remain in control if the XRP price drops below 45 cents, as seen during the last price crash on August 17th. Many investors were unwilling to book profits greater than 25%. Hence, they could cut their losses and stop selling around 48 cents. Okay, they go into a lot of this here. Like, listen. I'm XRP till the wheels fall off. I'm not following anybody else's path. I'm not asking anybody to follow my path. So, I'm in here for the long term. Simple as that. Nothing's going to change that. My XRP is not going anywhere until I think it should. And my price is a little higher than most. I'm not saying, well, I haven't set my price yet. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Like I said, I give it my all. I'm not playing a game here. There's no games to be played. What everyone else does, that's up to them. I respect that. See, it gets hard when you ask others, do they respect you? Do they respect your position? You can respect them all you want. They don't respect your position, right? Oh no, you're gonna hold too long. Says who said that? I have a plan. Others have plans. They don't have to lay all their plans out. That's not wise to do so. Listen, when you have things that are precious to you, you keep it private. You keep it private because that's dangerous information. I'm telling you now. Keep things private. How much crypto you have, keep it private. You don't need to paint a target on your back. Where you live, keep it private. You don't need to paint a target on your back. Who you're talking to, who you see, or something like that. Let's say just other things that should be kept private. You're in a relationship, keep that private. You do what you want to do. But I'm saying things are precious to you. You protect them. You don't walk around with your gold bar sticking out of your pocket, do you? No, you protect it. Same thing here. You protect your plans. So we're going to close out with this article here. It's titled, "The U.S. Housing Market May Be Trapped in Prolonged Freeze." It says here, Fannie Mae economists projected in a revised forecast that stagnation in the housing market could last into 2024, whether the economy avoids a recession or not. Quote, "Regardless of whether a soft landing is achieved over the coming year, we expect existing home sales to stay subdued and within a tight range," unquote, they wrote. So existing home sales have already tumbled 2.2% in July from the previous month to an annual rate of 4.07 million units, according to new data released Tuesday by the National Association of Realtors. On an annual basis, sales of previously owned homes are down 16% when compared with the same time last year. Says the slowdown in sales is largely due to the meteoric rise in mortgage rates, which surged to a fresh 2-decade high this week. Freddie Mac reported the rates on the popular 30-year fixed mortgage surged to 7.23% this week, well above the 5.55% rate recorded 1 year ago, and the pre-redacted average of 3.9%. It marks the highest level for rates since 2001. In addition to locking out many consumers due to affordability constraints, I told you, these people don't have capital like that anymore. The spike in mortgage rates is fueling another problem in the housing market: limited supply, which we've been talking about, right? In the videos that I do cover stuff like this. It says, that's because sellers who locked in a low mortgage rate before the redacted have been reluctant to sell, with rates continuing to hover near a 2-decade high, leaving few options for eager would-be buyers. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the Monday.